Hey guys, it's Georgia, and in this video, I'm going to test and review the Comica CVM-V30 Lite shotgun mic. That rhymed. Cool. So Comica sent this to me and asked me to do a review on it. I think it's the newest one they've dropped, and you can find it on Amazon for $39.99. Full disclaimer, I'm not getting paid to say this. You're going to get my honest opinion on whether or not this is a good quality microphone, despite the cheap price tag. I'm always telling you guys to look out for affordable gear, so let's put it to the test. And to do that, we're going to compare it with my Rode VideoMic Pro. So these are the microphones side by side, and let's see how they stack up. First is the price point. The Rode VideoMic Pro costs $230 brand new, while the Comica costs $40. So in terms of price, Comica wins this round. Now if you look on the back, the Rode has more setting options than the Comica. You can control the high and low pass filter and increase the recording levels by 20 decibels. The only settings on the Comica are whether or not you're recording into the camera or your smartphone. So I'd have to say the Rode wins this round in terms of having more setting control. The Rode runs on a 9-volt battery, while the Comica runs on no battery and is powered by the camera. I'll give a half point to the Comica because it means you don't have to worry about forgetting to turn on the mic before recording. However, the fact that the Rode runs on a battery kind of explains why you get those extra setting options versus the other one. Both have a hot shoe and are attached to a shock mount so they can sit on top of my DSLR. Those are the basics of the mics at first glance. The real question comes down to audio quality. Okay, what you're hearing now is the Rode VideoMic Pro plugged directly into my camera. The settings on the microphone are plus 20 decibels and the high pass filter turned on. The camera recording settings are dropped to about 2, and that's to keep all the noise out. What else did I want to say? Oh, I'm about 3 feet, 2.5 feet away from the microphone. So let's, I'll throw a couple lines at you and you can hear how it sounds. Hey guys, it's Georgia. What you're hearing now is the Rode VideoMic Pro plugged into my camera, and now we're going to compare it to the V30 Lite Comica mic. Okay, so what you're hearing now is the Comica plugged directly into my camera. The only settings I've put on the microphone are to switch it to record to camera instead of smartphone. And my camera settings are still the same. The recording levels, I haven't increased them. So I don't know what to expect. I think the audio is going to be quiet, so I'll have to boost it in post, which I'm actually going to show you guys a cool little trick I learned, especially for your audio. I'm in Premiere Pro right now because I want to go over some audio tricks I recently learned. What I used to do with the audio from my Rode, especially when making my vlogs, was increase the volume level to 3. However, a friend of mine showed me a much better trick, which is that you want to right-click on your clip, select audio gain, and then go to normalize all peaks to, type in -1. And then you'll see how your wavelengths increase while your volume level is still at 0. Hey guys, it's Georgia. What you're hearing now is the Rode VideoMic Pro plugged into my camera, and now we're going to compare it to the V30 Lite Comica mic. Hey guys, it's Georgia. What you're hearing now is the Rode VideoMic Pro plugged into my camera, and now we're going to compare it to the V30 Lite Comica mic. Hey guys, it's Georgia, and in this video I am testing out the Comica with my camera to see how good it's going to be. Alright. Hey guys, it's Georgia, and in this video I am testing out the Comica with my camera to see how good it's going to be. Alright guys, so I'm out, I've got my phone, and what I'm going to do next is plug the Comica directly into it to see how the audio turns out compared to the phone's regular microphone as well as my DSLRs. So we'll do that. So you're hearing the Comica plugged into my phone right now. It's much closer to me than it was on my camera, like less than half a foot away. And I have no idea how it's going to turn out. Hopefully like a little bit louder than it was initially. So not only is it plugged into my phone, I'm sitting outside so you guys can hear how it sounds in this kind of situation. So my one downside is that it doesn't have some kind of clip to put on your phone, but if you have one of those cases that you can put, you know, your iPhone in that comes with a hot shoe mount, then it's no problem. I don't, because I never really use my phone to film stuff. So I'm holding this with 2 hands right now. What else do I want to say? Aside from that, I'm outside. There's not really any wind, so that's good. But there are a lot of cars and bikes, so maybe you're picking that up. Otherwise, I'm on the step of some church, and just chilling today, Sunday. For my final test, I have the Comica plugged into my Zoom H1 right now, and it's still on the same settings as it was with my camera, about 3 feet away and so forth. So I will do one last playthrough between all the different audios, and you can hear what they sound like. From what I've heard so far, I don't like the way this microphone sounds plugged into my DSLR directly. That noise underneath it just sounded terrible, so I wasn't really happy about that. Plugged into my phone, it sounded pretty okay, and granted it was much closer to me, but I think, yeah, plugged into your phone, it's a pretty decent sounding mic. So I'm not sure how it's going to sound with the Zoom H1, so when you hear it back, you can really make your final decision on it. And the audio will be adjusted for all of them with the trick I showed you in Premiere Pro. Alright. Hey guys, it's Georgia, and in this video I am testing out the Comica with my camera to see how good it's going to be. So you're hearing the Comica plugged into my phone right now. It's much closer to me than it was on my camera, like less than half a foot away, and I have no idea how it's going to turn out. Hopefully like a little bit louder than it was initially. Okay guys, so my final test right now is that I have the Comica plugged into my Zoom H1, and then I'll do a final run through of the different audios, all adjusted in post. So my final verdict is I would still go with the Rode. They are going to be more expensive, but there are some other Rode brands like the Micro, the Go, or the Pro that I think just sound better than this one. So I would go with those. But again, if you're on a tight budget, I would definitely recommend using this mic with your cell phone, but not so much with the camera itself. So maybe, oh, by the way, you probably noticed those little animations in the corner. That's just something I'm kind of experimenting with right now. Those were done by May Han, who's an animator I met, and she's really, really good. I'll put a link to her Instagram and her website in the description. If you need any animation work done, I definitely recommend her. It was super easy working with her, and I'm happy with all of these. So if you like the animations, I'll definitely try to find places to put them in more and more throughout the videos. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope this information on the Comica helped you out a little bit, and I will see you in the next video.